How is it going, guys, and welcome back to another video. And today we are going to be starting a new series, a brand new coding series. This is going to be how to make a Discord bot in C#. So I'm sure like a lot of you using Discord will have used bots before. So now I'm going to teach you what it's going to be like on the development side of things. So in this whole series, I'm going to be teaching you how to make your own Discord bot in the C# language. So I'm totally aware there are many different coding languages that you can code this bot in. You know, there's Java, Python, those are the more popular ones. But honestly, it really doesn't matter what language you code it in, as long as there are libraries and packages that you can use to make a Discord bot and host one and make sure it runs well, then honestly it really doesn't matter what coding language you use. So what we're going to do is get started with the developer portal. Right before we do any of the coding side of things, we are going to actually make the bot first. Otherwise, there's no point even starting to code in the first place. So what we're going to do is go to the Discord developer portal and we're going to make a bot for ourselves. So what we're going to do is just type in Discord developer portal and just sign in. Once you've signed in, you should be at this page here. So application. So a Discord bot is actually something within an application that you can make within Discord. So what you guys need to do is make a new application. So I'm just going to call this, test application. So test application. So this can be any name you want. And then what we're going to do is make sure to check the policy and whatnot, and then press create. So once you press create, we should be on this screen here. So this is where we can edit our name of the application, give it a description, add tags and pretty much anything you want. There's your terms of service. So what we're going to do next is go to the bot tab. So this is where we actually get to make our bot. So normally I think you would have to create it yourselves, but it looks like it's already created automatically for me. So I just clicked on bot and it's already created it for me. So like this is the page where you can actually like change the name of the bot, which will appear on Discord. So like you don't actually change it in the application, you change it in the bot. So whatever name you want to give your bot, you have to change it here. And then if you want to give your bot a profile picture, then you can do so by just clicking on here and doing whatever. So, and also like pretty much check all the privileged gateway intents. So when we write the code to set up the bot, we'll be telling the bot that all the intents are enabled. So these intents are basically like sort of permissions that allow the bot to do things. So for example, this one, the presence intent, this allows the bot to receive presence update events. So stuff like when a user is playing a game or when a user is in a server event. So we need to enable all three of these intents, and that's pretty much all that we need to do. So what we need to do now is invite this bot to our server. So that we can start using it, right? So what we need to do is go to the OAuth2 page. So 0auth2 or OAuth2, like however you want to call it. And we're going to go to the URL generator. So this is what will create an invite link for us so that we can pretty much get our bot into our testing server. So what we're going to do here is click on bot and then applications commands. So these are the two scopes that you need to check so that the bot can make an invite link for us to join this server right here. So once you've done that, we then need to give it some permission. So normally I just like to give it admin, because usually bots, everything we do in a bot, we need to have admin perm so that we can do specific tasks. Once you've done that, we've got a nice invite link down here. So usually what I like to do in testing is I like to copy this and then paste it in the bot's about me section, so that if I need to re-invite it again, I can just simply go into the about me of the bot, click the link, and then I can invite it straight back. So we will actually go to this invite link. So make sure this is copied, and we're going to open a new tab and paste that exact same link that we just made. So once you've done that, we should get a usual invite link. If you've ever used a Discord bot before, this is what the invite page will look like. It's pretty much the same thing, right? So let's get it into my my testing server. So let's press continue, and yep, I need to authorize it. Cool. And then I need to do the like the captcha. So like this is all normal, And if we check our server, then there we go. We've got test application in our testing server. So now that the bot is in our server, we are now ready to code the Discord bot. It's time to open VS 2022 or any other IDE that you want to code your bot in. So, you know, like normally people use JetBrains or pretty much like any other IDE, but I like to use VS 2022 because it's very easy to use. It's the most popular, so let's just go with what's common, right? So what we're going to do is make a new project, and we need to make a console application. So let's search up console app. So there we go, and we need the one with .NET framework in it. So let's pick that. Let's click on next, and let's just give our project a name. So this could be the same as your bot's name. Just give it a name that's appropriate for your bot. So I'm just going to name this YouTube bot. So YouTube bot, and then what we're going to do is code it in .NET Framework 4.8. So once you've picked the like those options, we are ready to create the solution. So let's press create, and then once you've done that, we should be greeted with a nice simple console app with there we go. So there we go. Like we've got a nice program .cs file, and then we've got our static void main. So we're pretty much ready. So let's start coding. There are many Discord packages for C# that we can use to code a Discord bot. There's discord.net, there is DSHARPPLUS, and there's many others. So the package I'm going to be using for this tutorial is DSHARPPLUS because that's the most commonly used. It's very easy to understand as well. What we're going to do is right click on the on the project name, so our YouTube bot, and then we're going to press manage NuGet packages. So in VS 2022, the main package manager is NuGet. So this is where we get to download different packages that we can use in our project. And what we're going to do is just search up DSHARPPLUS. So DSHARPPLUS. So DSHARPPLUS, there we go. This is the package that we are going to use to write a Discord bot. So for the time being, so as a starter, all we need is the first three packages. So we need the main package, we need the commands.next package. So this commands.next package is what allows us to write commands. And then the third one is interactivity. So what we need to do is install the first three packages. So we need the latest version, obviously. So at the time of filming, the latest version right now is 4.4.2. So let's press install. And then let's press I accept and let it download and do what it needs to do. Cool, so that's installed. Now we've got the main packages installed. So now we're ready to start coding. So what we need to do is we need to be in our program.cs file. So in this file, we are going to be coding our Discord bot configuration, and this is also the place where the program starts, right? Because when we press start, the program is actually the main starting point. You know, like that's where the application will run. So what we're going to do here is program the bot configuration, and we're also going to program the bot to connect to Discord and start up the bot, because right now our bot is offline. So what we need to do is set up the bot and get it to come online. First of all, a Discord bot works on a client, so we need to initialize that first. So what we're going to do first is make an instance of a Discord client so that we can use it to connect to Discord and get the bot to come online. So what we're going to do is make it a private variable, because we're not really going to be using this elsewhere. So what we're going to do is say private and then static, because this is actually in the program.cs file. So if this was a normal class, we wouldn't be using static. And what we're going to do is say Discord client. So as you can see, it's using our DSHARPPLUS package that we just installed. So Discord client, and let's just name this client. Simple as that. So Discord client, and then what we're going to do is get set it. So we're going to say get and then set. Now some people like to do private set. So I've just realized I need to do it up here. Whoops. Not in the static void main. There we go, because this is a property. So we say private static Discord client, and then we give it a name, and then we get set it. So that's the first property. like the first main property that we need for a Discord bot. And then the next property is the commands, because a Discord bot has commands that can be run, right? So let's make a variable for that as well. So let's say private static once again, and then this is going to be based on the commands next extension. So commands next extension. So as you can see, this is using the second package that we just downloaded, DSHARPPLUS commands next. And let's give it a name. So let's name this commands. So these are these are our two main properties of our Discord bot. So obviously let's get set this too. So get set. Cool. So those are our two main properties of the Discord bot setup. So let's set up our token and prefix of the bot. Because as you know, in Discord, like to approach execute a command, you usually have to say a prefix like exclamation mark, right? And then say help or do some other command, right? So that's the prefix, and then the token is what pretty much links our code with the bot. So it is sort of like a unique ID that is representative of our Discord bot, and you shouldn't really be like making your token public. So what we're going to do is make a system where we can store our token and prefix in a file, and it's not exposed in our code. So like saying token equals our token. We don't want our token to be exposed in our code, because that's bad, right? Because if someone else accesses our token, they pretty much have direct access to your bot. So you don't really want that. So how do you get a bot token first of all? So let's go to our dev portal once again. So as you can see, our token is right here. So like I said, the token is a very like private data, like you're not meant to show this to other people, right? And that's why they've hidden it on the like the website. So like to get the token, all you need to do is press reset token and then say yes, do it. And as you can see, this is what a token looks like. Now obviously I just said, like you're not meant to share this token with like anyone else, but obviously I can reset it again. So by the time this video is uploaded, this token will be invalid. So I'm just showing you guys as an example what a token will look like, just so that you can get a nice idea of what you're meant to be doing, right? So let's have this, so like let's just copy this token and just keep it safe. So let me just like paste it in a notepad like so, and we'll just keep that saved for now. So like that's our token. So this is what will link our code with the bot, and this is what our client will use to pretty much identify our Discord bot and get it to pretty much come online. So pretty much like like pretty much think of the token as a sort of gateway. So like that's what allows your code to share information with the bot. So like that's what it is. It's pretty much like a gateway key. So let's go back to our code and let's start coding the token and prefix. So what I like to do is use a JSON file. So using a JSON file allows us to keep our information externally. So what we're going to do is make a folder just for the like the token and prefix. So let's make a new folder in the project, and I'm just going to name this the config. So like this will contain our bot token and bot prefix. So let's make a new file in this folder. So let's press new item, and then what I'm going to do is pick a text file, but I'm going to rename this to a JSON file. So let's name this our config, and then let's say .json. So this will change it to this will change it to a JSON file, and this is what allows us to store our token and prefix. So there we go. Like there's our config JSON, and what we're going to do to store our token prefix is I want you guys to store it in this exact layout. So let's open some curly brackets and let's press enter. Let's say token in speech marks, and let's set it to our token. So let me copy over my token and let me paste it in like so. So like we've made a property called token, and then we've set it equal to the one that we've copied from the dev portal. And then for the prefix, let's add a comma, because each property must be separated by a comma. So let's do the same thing. Let's say prefix, and let's set ourselves a prefix. So this could be anything you want. So this is up to you guys. So let me set mine as a exclamation mark, because that's the most common. So there we go. We've got our token, and then we've got our prefix. Make sure the make sure the comma is there, and make sure you add a normal colon to separate the the property from the value. And now let's create a class to read this JSON file, because we need to be able to read this JSON file and then extract that data so that we can put it into our bot configuration, which we'll code in the main the main method. So let's make a new class. So let's say add class, and let's name this the I don't know, JSON reader. So this is a class that will read and extract the data from our JSON file. So obviously we have two properties in here, the token and the prefix. So let me say public string and then the token. So this is what we'll get. So I will say get and then set of course, and then we'll say public string and then the prefix. So these are our two main variables that we will set. What we need to do is lay out the structure of the JSON file, right? So that when the program reads the JSON file, it knows what format this JSON file is in. So it's got a token and then a prefix. So what we need to do down here is make another class. So let's say internal sealed and then class, because we don't really want this information being accessed anywhere else. So we only want it to be within this class, and then in the program we'll be using these two main properties to access the token and prefix. So let's name this the JSON structure. So let's, in this class, let's do the same thing. So like the reason I'm doing this is because this class, the sealed class, gives our layout of what the JSON looks like, because as you can see we have a token and prefix property, right? In this main class we are going to make a method to read the JSON file and extract that data. So let's say public, and then this is going to be asynchronous, and then this is going to be a task, right? So an asynchronous task, and let's say read JSON. So this is going to be our method which reads our JSON file. To read a file, we have to use a stream reader. So let's say using stream reader, and then let's just name this SR, and then we'll set it equal to a new stream reader. And let's open and close some curly brackets. In the stream reader, we need to provide the path to our config JSON file, config.json. So since we are just saying config JSON, we need to actually copy and paste this config JSON file into our output folder when we start up the bot. So when the stream reader starts reading, it will start reading in the output folder, and that is known as the bin debug folder. So what I'm going to do is supposed to build the solution, and I'll show you where that folder is. So let's press build. So let's press build, and if we go to our folder, so if we press open folder in File Explorer, you'll see that here we go, there is a bin folder. If we go into that folder, there is a debug folder, and in here is where our actual application is. So YouTubebot.exe, when we click on start, this is what will run, and it's in this exact folder where the stream reader will start reading. So what we need to do is copy this JSON file into that folder. So copy, and then let's go into the bin debug folder and paste it in. So this JSON file, when we open it like so, it will contain our token and prefix. So what we can do now is get rid of the token here, and let's set it as token, because push this code to a Git repo, then your token will be exposed in the main main project. But if it's in the output folder like here, then it won't be exposed. So this is what I was talking about. This this method of storing the JSON file ensures that your token is not exposed, because this bin debug folder will never be shared with anyone else. So let's code the stream reader to read the JSON file and then extract the data. So let's say string JSON, and let's say SR read to end. So this is going to read the file from start to finish. And let's do async, because this is an asynchronous operation, right? When we are doing something asynchronous, we must await it. So let's do await sr read to end async. Cool. So this JSON variable should contain our token and prefix. Now we need to actually extract that specific data. So what we're going to do is do something called deserializing a JSON file. So let's say JSON structure, and let's name this our data. So what we're going to do here is we are going to use a package called newtonsoft.json. So let's go back to our NuGet package manager and let's search up newtonsoft.json. Like so. And there we go, newtonsoft.json. And looks like it's already installed, but we'll just update it to the latest version. So what we're going to do is deserialize our JSON file and extract that data into the token and prefix and properties. So let's say a JSON convert, and we'll say deserialize object into this very format. So what this line is doing is we are using this JSON structure which contain our token and prefix, and we are deserializing our JSON file that we just read into that format. So it's going to read our token and it's going to get that value, and then it's going to read prefix, and then it's also going to get that value as well. So this data variable should now contain our token and prefix. So what we need to do now is set our main properties over here to this value. So let's say this dot token is equal to the data dot token. So let's do the same thing for the prefix. So let's say this dot prefix is equal to the data dot prefix, and we're done. So this is going to read and extract the data from our JSON file. So now we need to actually write the code to read our token and prefix, set up all the Discord configurations, and start up the bot. First of all, let's make a new instance of that class we just wrote. So let's say var JSON reader is equal to a new instance of the JSON reader. So now that we've made a new instance, all we need to do now is execute that method that we just wrote to read the JSON file. So what we're going to do is say await JSON reader and then read JSON. So that was the method that we just wrote. This JSON reader variable will contain our valid token and prefix. So let's set up our first Discord configuration. So let's say var Discord config, and that equals a new Discord configuration. Cool. And let's put some brackets, and let's open some curly brackets next to it. So it should look like this, and let's end it with a semicolon like we always do in C#. So in the Discord configuration, we must tell it a few things. Remember those present intents we just set right here, these three intents. We have to tell the bot that we have checked all of them. So let's say intents is equal to Discord intents, and then let's say all. So let's scroll down to all. So that's the first entry in our configuration. The next thing is our token. So now we get to put in our token. So let's say token is equal to the JSON reader and the token property. There we go. So that's how you set the token of your bot. The next thing to do is tell the bot what type of token are we providing. Is it a bot token or is it a different type? So let's say token type is equal to the token type dot bot. So it's not a user, it's not a bearer, it's a bot token. So let's say token type dot bot. And then the last thing we need to do is tell it to auto reconnect if it manages to crash. So let's say auto reconnect is equal to true. So in the odd chance that our bot manages to crash or pretty much fail, then it will pretty much attempt to auto reconnect. So that's cool. There's our Discord config. The next thing we need to do is set up our Discord client. So let's say client, so our top variable over here, our client, we need to apply our configuration to this client. So let's say new Discord client, and then let's apply the configuration to it. So what this line is doing is it's going to make a new instance of the Discord client with this configuration in it. The next thing we'll do is set up the client ready method. So what is this client ready method? So this ready method will pretty much reset every time a task is completed. So let's say client.ready. So as you can see, fired when this client has successfully completed its handshake with the WebSocket gateway. So let's program a method to subscribe to this event. So let's say plus minus to make a method, and let's press tab to insert this method. And what we're going to do simply in this method is say return the task as a completed task. That's all you need to do in this method. The next thing we need to do is pretty much tell the bot to connect to the Discord server and get this bot to come online. So what we do is say await, and then we say clients, and then connect async. Simple as that. And then we delay it by -1. So we say -1. The reason we do this is because this keeps the bot running infinitely. So when we say -1, it means infinite. This line ensures that it stays online as long as the program is running. So when we hit start and load up the program, it's just going to keep running until we stop it. So we want that because we want the bot to run forever, right? So what we can do is clean up the usings and save it, and we're ready. So let's press start and see what happens. So let's click on start, and looks like there were build errors. Let's see what went wrong. Okay, so let's change this to a task. So it looks like maybe that's why it's not working. Yeah, so it should be a static async task and then the main. So let's rebuild and let's see if that's the problem. So one succeeded, cool. Let's press start, and it should come up with a nice window. Yeah, there we go. So we've got DSHARPPLUS version 4.4.2, and if we check our bot, then as you can see, look at that, it's come online. So that's pretty cool. So that is part one. We've pretty much done, the basics of the basics. We've managed to create a bot, and then we've managed to code our project to connect to the bot and get it to come online. So now the next video is coding commands and doing loads of fun stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this this part one. If you have any issues with making your own bot, then please join the Discord server, or just leave a comment just saying your issue. But aside from that, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you lot in the next video. Peace out.